our residences have their own unique culture, but all of our residences are committed to providing an inclusive and respectful environment for all of our students. All ANU on-campus accommodation provides academic and wellbeing support from a really caring staff community. And living in an ANU residence is more than just a place to live and eat and sleep. It's a life-changing opportunity to meet and mix with people from a diverse range of cultures and backgrounds and to make lifelong friends. The residential environment at ANU, it's a vibrant, living, learning community. Our residences offer that safe and supportive environment for all of our students. And on to a few little fun facts about some of our residences, which our resident committee presidents mentioned to me. So we have a few fun things about different residences. So Fenner Hall, if you're interested in that, they run a musical every year. We also have Yukonbrook, which is our newest residence, and they have turtles in the creek right beside them. And then also we have a residence called Womberan, and that's actually the Ngunnawal name for black cockatoos. So each of our residences has these amazing little things about them that make them unique and make you really proud to be a resident of them wherever you choose to go. Our residential communities are both undergraduate and postgraduate. We've got domestic students, city students, regional, international students. They all call ANU home, and it brings a real vibrancy and cultural diversity to our residences. We aim to provide you with a wonderful, life-changing residential experience, and remembering that what you put into your residential life is what you're going to get out of it. And students are really encouraged to learn from each other and model positive attitudes that make everyone feel welcome in this really independent living community. So on to a few of the specifics for our residences. So the residences here, they each cater to a wide variety of needs and requirements. So the sort of ones that are pictured here are mostly our undergraduate residences. They're more multi-share, they've got shared bathrooms on each floor, they've got shared living environments, but you do obviously have your own personal room with a lockable door, but they're very shared living environments. Some of these residences are self-catered, and they've got large MasterChef style kitchens where you cook in community setting, and some of them are fully catered where students can choose between 16 to 21 meals per week. Ursula Hall, which is up there as well, also has what we call Loris Wing, which has self-contained apartments. They've got their own little bathroom and kitchenette within them, but that suits more independent, our later year or postgraduate students. And Bruce Hall also has what we call Packard Wing, which again has its own little bathroom and kitchenette, which suits more of our independent or later year students. Here we've got our ANU lodges. So this is more our self-contained accommodation, if that's what you're interested in, more of an apartment style. They accommodate from a range of, if you want to actually live by yourself in a studio apartment, again with its own little bathroom, kitchenette and living. And then they also have multi-share apartments, which range from between 2 and 6 students, where you have shared kitchen and bathroom, but obviously have your own room in an apartment style. Again, they suit probably slightly more independent living, but as a part of those residences, they also do have the additional facilities such as common areas and study spaces, computer labs, and access to academic and wellbeing support, even though they are those self-contained environments. We also have some ANU independent colleges, and these residences are independent but still affiliated with ANU. At John 23rd, these are suited to more undergraduate students and are fully catered. And then at Bergman College, again suited to undergraduate students, is fully catered, but they also do have a small amount of self-catered village-style studio apartments for one person, or 2, 3 and 5 bedroom apartments as well. And then we've got our dedicated postgraduate residences. So they're specifically for our postgraduate population, and they provide a really quiet and highly academic focused environment for those students who they've done their undergrad and they're really here solely for that purpose of really wanting to knuckle down and study, especially if they're doing a PhD. Which Graduate House, which is mostly PhD students, has self-contained studio apartments, whereas Toad Hall, that's a shared environment, again shared kitchen facilities, shared bathrooms with their own rooms, and it caters to later year undergraduate students such as honours students as well as postgraduate students. And here we've got our wonderful newest accommodation, which I really hope you get a chance to go and see today. So Yukon Brook just opened in January this year, so it really is brand new. And this village-style accommodation is for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. And within that, there's individual rooms that have shared bathrooms on particular floors, and then also there's other floors within some of the towers which have their own bathroom as part of that, as an ensuite bathroom. So there's those 2 different types of rooms, and all of these are self-catered, again with those really large MasterChef style kitchens where everyone cooks as part of a community. At Yukon Brook, there's also a wide variety of common areas to study and enjoy time with friends. There's also a really wonderful large art and music room and outdoor exercise area as well, so do go and check that out. Onto a bit of campus life, because when you're living on campus, you are obviously very much incorporated into living on campus and enjoying the campus life. So you'll see from today, hopefully you've had a chance to walk around. We've got such a big, beautiful campus with lots of nature. We've got possums and rabbits, ducks and parrots of many variety. It really is a beautiful place to live. And students also have access to things like on-campus shops, cafes. We've got a bookstore, a gym and a pool. We've got banking, a health and medical centre, academic skills centre, student safety and wellbeing team, several libraries, study areas. So if you are living on campus, you really are being part of a little mini city almost, with all of those facilities very much on campus. We do really encourage bike use. There's a really extensive secure bike locking system on campus, and there's also a university flexi-car system, so you don't even need to bring a car to campus. We highly recommend that because parking is at a premium, so if you can just ride around on a bike, that's great. But ANU is obviously really close to the city as well. We're close to the bus and light rail. There's e-scooters around, so really recommend you to use those public transport options if you possibly can. We're also an accessible campus and a non-smoking campus. And all students have access to what we call is UniSafe, which is our on-campus security service. If you are living on residence, one of the really great things about UniSafe is that, say you might be studying late at night at the library and then you want to walk back to your residence, you can actually use something called the ANU OK app, which means you can get an escort from someone from UniSafe to actually walk you safely back to your residence. So that's a really fantastic service, because quite often if you live on residence, you are walking around the campus at night. And ANU also does obviously have a zero tolerance approach to bullying, harassment and violence. Onto a bit of student life. We really like to provide holistic support for our residents. So from sporting to social, arts and community-based events, to academic programs that aim to help and support our students in succeeding in their studies. We also have extensive training which is provided to our staff and student leaders so they can provide you with that wellbeing and academic support. And from an academic perspective, we have academic enrichment programs in the residences, and they're one of the real building blocks of your success in your studies at the ANU because you're in a really supportive academic learning environment as well as part of the residences. And these programs for the academic side of things are collaboratively co-designed with the academic staff across residence, and they're driven from within the residences with the students as well as across and beyond the residences. And for those of you who love to participate to Life in the Full, there are also these things called residence committees in each of the residences, which are elected from the student body, and they are your sort of elected student representatives within the residences, and we really encourage all students to get involved with those committees because that is a great part of being and living in a residence, is getting involved in all those activities during your years here with us. There's also many clubs and societies across campus, including our undergraduate student union, which is commonly known as ANUSA. So regardless of your background, your interests or your hobbies, your academic, creative or sporting capabilities, all of our residences they're welcoming, they're inclusive, respectful, and hopefully you'll find one that just suits exactly the type of person that you are. On to a few of the practical things. So depending on the admission pathway to the university, there's a range of ways that you can apply for university accommodation. And I really encourage you to discuss your individual circumstances with our staff at our accommodation booth, which is out there on University Avenue, or if you're in the residences talking to our staff. That way you can get the information that best suits your personal circumstances, because we're aware that students apply to the university in a range of different ways. So make sure that you get the information related to your circumstances. And our accommodation is very popular. So the hottest tip for the day is just to make sure you apply as soon as the applications are open, relevant for your particular application process. As a general guide, if you're looking to come to ANU in semester 1, 2024, main applications for accommodation open on the 1st of September this year. However, make sure for those of you, and I think a lot of you in the audience will be applying through our admissions, scholarships and accommodation, or ASA as it's commonly known, process. Please make sure that you apply for your accommodation through the ASA portal, and that obviously has some it's open at the moment, and also it has earlier deadlines than the 1st of September. So do make sure that you apply at the right time. When you receive your offer for accommodation, you will get provided with a lot of information, but just a few things to point out that you might be thinking about. So really simple stuff, like you do need to bring your own pillows and bed linen and blankets and towels and toiletries and all of that kind of thing. The majority of rooms in our residences are what we call king single beds, but really recommend that you double check before you actually move in, just until you've actually got your residence and room confirmed. Make sure you check what type of room and bed that you do have, because you don't want to be buying a whole heap of linen and then finding it doesn't suit. So do double check that. If you're in a self-catered facility, you do, again, need to bring your own pots and pans and utensils, cooking equipment, but we do provide things like fridges and freezers and obviously the actual essential cooking equipment. On that, I really recommend don't stock up with a heap of things to bring before you actually get here, because some of it might just end up being a bit redundant in your room and you might end up with a whole heap of appliances that you don't need. I really recommend that you come onto campus and actually, once you've moved in, actually find out what you find you do need. Also, when you make friends in those first few weeks as well, you might find that you and your friends can share particular appliances and utensils as well, which can really help. So that's something just to have a think about. Note that there's no toasters or microwaves allowed in any of the rooms, in any of the self-catered or catered facilities, because you will set off the fire alarms, which if it's early in the morning, you're going to upset a whole lot of other residents. So highly recommend you don't do that. And also just when you actually sign up for university accommodation, note that we will, as staff, only work directly with the contract holder of the occupancy agreement. And upon signing that occupancy agreement, do be prepared to make sure that you're able to pay the refundable deposit. And also rent is paid 2 weeks in advance and through direct debit. The best way you're going to find out about all of our residences is to join us on one of our accommodation tours today. So if you haven't already, I really highly recommend that you go to the accommodation booth and register for one of our shuttle bus tours or go and have a walk around. The best way to find out what's on offer and what might suit you the best is to go and actually experience the residence, talk to the students who are actually living there and find out what it's all about. And also you might have in your mind a preconceived idea of what residence might suit you. We find that actually when everyone goes and has a look at lots of different residences, they actually say, oh, actually I didn't know about that other residence. That might actually suit me better. So do go to all of those residences, have a check out of them and go with a bit of an open mind as well as to what residence might suit you. At our residences this afternoon as well, and the information's up on the slide there, we do have some information sessions that you might like to join. We'd really love to see you at those. And those sessions just provide a bit of a smaller environment in a small room to just ask staff some more detailed questions about particular topics that you might be interested. So there are plenty of vacancies with those, so please do join us there. So we'd really love to consider becoming part of our on-campus community in 2024. We would really love to have you join us. And that's the end of the formal talk, but I will be down the front here, just to the side, if you do have any questions for the next session. So feel free to come down and say hello. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Felicity. It's always really heartwarming to hear someone talk so highly of my second home. So we just wanted to get up here a bit. We both live at residences, as I mentioned before, and it really, truly is a one-of-a-kind community. It's an incredible opportunity to get more involved with uni, to meet people from all places, all walks of life. And as Felicity was saying, getting involved with leadership is something I personally have done is also an incredible opportunity. I also wanted to reiterate, as Felicity said, that there are information sessions and many of the halls today are also open for tours and viewing if you wanted to talk specifically to the college itself.
Yes, thank you, Leah. So our next session will be Business and Economics. Brilliant careers start here in Manning Clark Hall. That'll be at 12:45. If you can exit to your doors on the right, that would be much appreciated. Thank you very much.